Hi, this is Richard, and I'm inviting you to supercharge your health with a special workshop we're having here in Taos, Mexico on October 17th, 18th, and 19th. We want you to enhance your immune system by developing daily joyful habits of particular acupressure, self-massage, lymph massage, Tai Chi, Qigong, and meditation techniques. It's held here at the beautiful Sagebrush Inn Conference Center. We're going to be learning specific integrated mechanisms that will help you enhance your mechanotransduction and cellular regeneration, optimize your bioelectricity in your cells, enhance your lymphatic drainage and movement, and also activate your cellular memory and reduce your stress. Kind of fun. So why don't you come out and join us? Here are some specifics that we'll be working with. The Yellow Emperor tells us over 2,500 years ago that all diseases begin at the skin level. When a pathogen invades the skin, it forces the pores to open and it penetrates into what's called the lower, sometimes called the jinglo, the body's matrix. When it remains, it goes into a particular acupuncture channel. And from that channel, it goes into an organ. So the key aspect here is the skin is the area where things begin to enter the body. The skin corresponds to the lungs. So what we want to do is we want to enhance by particular massage methods and acupressure points, particular areas to enhance this outer layer of the skin protection so our lymphatic system is in a highly charged system. You can see here that the skin has an outer layer, the epidermis, and it goes down into the dermis. And here's where this extracellular matrix lies. This extracellular matrix is, I believe, where the collateral channels are activating. The outer layer is called the superficial channels, but the outer layer of your epidermis is where oxygen comes in, and your outer layer of your skin is actually getting oxygen just from the air around you. It's not getting oxygen from blood flow because you can see down here that blood flow is way below the extracellular matrix. So in order for blood to get into your skin, it has to go through the extracellular matrix into the dermis and then upward. So we want to enhance the outer quality of the skin and activate the immune system that is on the skin. We'll learn how to do self-massage and open not only the skin, but the acupuncture channels there. So over 50 points I'll walk you through and how to find them on your body. We'll find the channels, we'll dredge them, we'll locate the points, and we'll find a way to get you to be activating your optimum health. This shows you some research indicating that the skin or decutination oxygen supply goes down to a depth of 0.25 to 0.40 millimeters. So it's indicating we're actually breathing from our skin. Most people don't know that. Here's a view of how it penetrates, again, the atmospheric oxygen into the skin. This is showing you what it's like from a 64-year-old male. Problem is when you have tissue that's too tight or too stiff, that stiffness creates a weakness in the elasticity along the collagen in the cross-linking matrix in our body. This mechanical state can severely compromise the extracellular matrix, and then that will lead to promoting age-related diseases like cancer. We don't have to have that if our skin becomes soft and supple and properly manipulated by self-massage and acupressure techniques. This is a research that tells you that the extracellular matrix is the driving force of all mammalian diseases. On here, it says from the skin to the bone, from vessels to brains, from eyes to all the internal organs, this matrix plays an incredible role as both a cause and a potential means to reverse disease. So remember the Yellow Emperor telling us that all diseases start in the skin? All diseases begin in this extracellular matrix, which is just below the skin. The extracellular matrix is the root of most diseases. We can see that they're involved in disease pathology, and it affects all parts of the body, not just one place. So from the outer layer of your skin into the extracellular matrix and the matrix around organs and body parts is a key to your health. So we're going to learn how to activate and keep those extracellular matrix healthy. Over 20 billion T cells in total are on the skin. 1 million lymphocytes per square centimeter. This is amazing. Prominently composed of the CD4, CD8s, and the alpha beta T cells. They're all over your skin. We'll learn how to apply easy self-massage and movements for super health onto that skin. I want you to show you this video of incredible research showing how our skin can create an incredible immune response that can destroy internal cancer cells within 10 days. Like, this is almost unbelievable, but watch and learn.
They're genetically completely normal, and they have a tumor that's sitting in their flank, their hip. And all she does is to take a Q-tip and dip it in a culture of this engineered bacterium and then very gently rub it on the head of the mouse. That's it. That's the entire experiment. Just a gentle application of bacteria to the skin on the head of the mice. And so she did this, I think, expecting nothing to happen. What she found surprised all of us. If you apply nothing to the skin of the mice, or you take a bacterium that hasn't been genetically engineered, all of the tumors will grow out of control and all of the mice will die. It's a very aggressive tumor. However, if she applies this engineered bacterium that has a little piece of the tumor on its surface, then about 10 days later, the tumor completely goes away. So this is a shocking result. Like all good data these days, it arrives as a text message, usually in the middle of the night, and there it was, a whole line of mice that had no tumors in them at all. Okay, so we eventually figured out how this worked, and what's happening, and how this puzzle of sort of seeming action at a distance is that the bacterium that sits on the skin is inducing a very powerful immune response. We hadn't realized that it was as aggressive as it was, and that immune response mostly takes place in the lymph nodes that drain the skin on the head of the mouse that sit right around here. And then those immune cells, having been trained, rush through the blood vessels in the mouse's body and go right to the tumor and kill tumor cells. We had no idea that they were capable of doing this. In fact, this works well enough that the most aggressive form of tumor we could put into these mice, we let it grow for as long as you can let this tumor grow for, which is about 2 weeks. They form these large, palpable tumors that you can touch with your finger and are probably about a week from killing the mouse. And then we apply the bacterium. You can see on the next slide that the tumors, each one of them will grow, and then when the bacteria show up in the skin, they immediately shrink. So this is something that I think the surprise here, and the reason why this work got so much attention last year, was because nobody had expected this degree of aggression from the immune response to a friend. So I think
this immune response from a friend, meaning simply placed on the surface of the skin, recognizing that it was a cancerous cell, it then entered into your lymphatic system. The lymphatic system sent the information that was contained in these T cells to the internal organ that was manifesting the cancer, and it destroyed it within 10 days. This is just amazing to show you what the skin can do and how it activates these mechanisms. Now, this mechanotransduction is a key. It's how cells turn movement into healing. So when you press something or put pressure on something, that sense on the cell surface receptors detects it, and then it creates this cytoskeletal cell signaling. So transmits this into the cell, and it converts it into a trigger that then gets the cell to respond in a particular way, and the tissue adapts and heals. So these are all key aspects of how cells turn movement into healing, or pressure into healing. We know that the acupuncture channels have bioelectricity. We know that every cell in your body that's alive has bioelectricity. Certain acupuncture points have up to a 21% higher bioelectrical charge than other points. So we're going to learn about piezoelectricity, bioelectric flow, and how to activate it by simple, easy massage methods that you can do on a regular basis. Again, mechanotransduction is the process by which physical forces are sensed and converted into biochemical and electrical signals that then result in cellular responses and cellular repair. Again, here's how it works again. You can see a mechanical force is being applied. The mesenchymal stem cells are activated by these mechanical forces, particularly on the flat bones of the sternum, rib, pelvis, wing bone. The new cells are created, new blood is supplied, new blood actually works to create also new bone because it has to be formed in the bone marrow. So when the stem cells are what's key is activating from this mechanical stress and pressure. Here are diseases of mechanotransduction, or what mechanobiology can actually address. And you can look through them and see all the problems that people suffer from with the improper mechanotransduction or improper stress on the cells of the body. In addition to the pressure on the body, there also is the saying, the mind leads to qi, the blood follows the qi. So yi yin qi, qi yin qi. So we want to be able to make pressure on particular areas and have our intent go to particular areas to guide the energy and the blood there to keep it soft, pliable, with the proper elasticity that brings about health. The Tao Te Ching told us basically the way of life is soft and supple, and the way of death is hard and brittle. We can look at nature and see when plants are born, they're tender and pliant. When dead, they're brittle and dry. Same with people. When we're alive, our body is soft and pliant. When dead, it's hard and brittle. We want you to be soft, but not weak. Soft doesn't mean weak. I do 35 push-ups every morning. I'm not weak, but my body is soft and it's able to have all those T cells respond appropriately on the outer layer of my skin, something called a sebum. And this is where your outer layer defense is taking place. That's going to protect your inner layer. So come to this workshop and learn how we're going to activate your body's health by learning acupressure points, by learning how to do simple, easy massages, movements, and meditation techniques. People have been probing the mysteries of Chinese medicine, the meridian channels, with a special emphasis on these connective tissues, that interstitial fluid that's in the extracellular matrix, the concept of mechanotransduction on those connective tissues, and what happens with cell degranulation. So we know this is the science. It's not me making something up. Come, feel it, experience, learn it, and develop habits for good health for a long time. These are acupuncture channels that are flowing through your body. They're showing some of the points we'll be dealing with. In addition to the process of activating your cells, we know that the body has memory. So our cognitive science projects at Michael Levin's lab shows you that memory storage takes place in a cell outside of the brain. We'll be talking about this brain plasticity, how cells communicate with each other, how there's consciousness and memory that is in your cells. Cellular memory is real. And activating the acupressure points helps you activate the innate wisdom that's also inside those cells. Here's where it's all happening at the Sagebrush Inn and Suites in Taos, New Mexico. If you're coming from out of town, conference attendees will receive 25% off your room rates by mentioning the Qigong conference. You can book by giving them a call, contact them. We want you to come join us. So enroll at richardlear.org and look for Supercharge Your Health Workshop, or at taoistaichi.com. Look for, again, Supercharge Your Workshop or Enhance Your Immune System. Those are all the places you get to enroll. We hope you enjoy this presentation, and we hope you come to be able to keep your body strong and healthy. Thanks again. Appreciate you being here. Come join us.